in a slightly contradicting sense, when I'm looking at places to live, I'm very much focused on the space on the outside. There will be points where you might need space, and hopefully, you know, that's something like through the ideal flatmate site, you'll be able to clarify a little bit beforehand. Or again, you might need your own space. So I tended to look for kind of escape places that I knew I could go to if I needed it. Having like some sort of convenience or off license nearby is great as well. Just giving yourself as good a safety net as you can. You know, sort of being able to get things last minute if you've forgotten something at the end of a long day, or you know, all that sort of stuff. Anything where information might have sort of fallen out of your head a little bit and it just helps you top up, or there's like a bit of a crisis.
I moved into a house share and I ended up taking the biggest room, and it was like the loft room. I'd seen it in February when it was like really cold. And then when it came to summer, I was dying during the heat wave because all of the heat rose up to the top of the house, and that was the same place where it was like really close to the train tracks. I thought it was great because it was like, oh yeah, it's really close to where I need to be. But I'd ignored the bridge that was 2 houses down where the train was. So my room would shake, and that was quite a not nice experience for me. So that was something definitely to consider. Be close to transport, but not too close. Think about what goes on around you. So I would hate to live above a pub or kind of anywhere near a high street because they're just too busy.
Wow, I think certainly try to bear in mind the type of websites or agencies you're going through. So in my case, I might have been looking at sites which are dedicated and vetted, certainly to provide accommodation offers, or lists of what's available in terms of rooms or studios. So that is important to bear in mind, is that there will be less scrupulous people out there. There might be those who are not verified or don't have any protective factors, so like having a letting agency as a middleman, that sometimes it might just be the proprietor of the building or the flat that you're living in who is entirely responsible for where you might be. So if things go wrong, so like the fridge, washing machine or the broadband, they should by obligation try and fix that. But there are certain landlords too who are much more challenging. Always visit, certainly I would say. Don't just pick somewhere out of the blue without first visiting and getting a sense of the place you'll be living in.
Do a bit more research. Go onto a website like Ideal Flatmate and make sure you've read the community articles and the top tips for what to look out for when you're moving into somewhere.